The horse stood in its stall, largely overlooked by the racing community due to its shorter legs and visible scars. Yet one woman saw beyond these perceived flaws, ultimately transforming this unlikely contender into one of Mexico's greatest racing legends. This is the story of Amanda Mendoza, who received a life-altering phone call from her brother that would set in motion an extraordinary journey. "The situation is dire, Amanda. If we don't take action soon, we'll lose everything." Her brother's voice resonated through the phone line, each word weighing heavily on her conscience. Rancho Prado Verde, their family's crown jewel for generations, teetered on the brink of financial ruin. Their mother had recently passed away, and their father, weakened by time and circumstance, no longer possessed the strength to salvage their beloved estate. The mounting debts cast long shadows that grew more imposing with each passing day. Standing in her home's living room, Amanda cast a final glance at the family photographs adorning the walls. Each image told stories of races won and lost, of triumphs and setbacks that had shaped their legacy. In that moment, she felt the full weight of responsibility settling upon her shoulders. "I'll take charge of Rancho Prado Verde," she declared with unexpected firmness in her voice. Her brother's skeptical snort crackled through the phone line. "You, Amanda? You have no idea what it takes to manage a horse farm, especially in its current state. This is a serious business, a man's world. It's not something you can just try your luck at." But Amanda had already stopped listening. With newfound determination coursing through her veins, she ended the call, experiencing a potent mixture of fear and resolve. Indeed, she had much to learn, but she also had everything to lose if she didn't attempt to preserve what remained of their family's legacy. Amanda arrived at the ranch one crisp April morning. The stables remained as she remembered from her childhood. The sweet scent of hay, the rhythmic sound of hooves striking the earth, and the gentle whinnying of horses in their stalls. This time, however, she noticed how the employees regarded her with a complex blend of respect and doubt. She was not only a woman, but also inexperienced in the business. In their eyes, she was an outsider in a world where she didn't belong. Nevertheless, Amanda carried herself with dignity and soon discovered that understanding the art of racing involved far more than simply feeding horses and watching them run. It was an intricate game of strategy, patience, and an almost primal intuition. She spent her nights immersed in books about horse lineages, training methods, and the subtle qualities that distinguished exceptional racehorses from the ordinary. During one of her stable inspections, Amanda encountered a colt that instantly captured her attention. He stood shorter than his peers, with legs that appeared slightly too short for a conventional racehorse. But what truly drew her eye was a prominent scar on his left leg, a visible reminder of an earlier accident. Most trainers, upon noticing that scar, would have immediately dismissed him. "That one's nothing special," she overheard a trainer muttering with critical eyes. Another added, "He's too small for the circuit. He won't amount to much." Amanda, however, ignored their dismissive comments and approached the colt. She observed how he maintained his posture with a hint of shyness, his large dark eyes gleaming with something that captivated her. She couldn't quite define it. Perhaps it was that combination of contained strength and agility that drew her in. Story continues with rich detail about their journey together, training challenges, family conflicts, and ultimate triumph in major races. Each section explores the deep emotional connection between Amanda and Zorro, the skepticism they faced, and their eventual vindication through perseverance and belief in each other's potential. In the end, Amanda and Zorro's story transcended the world of horse racing. It became a testament to the power of seeing beyond surface limitations, of believing in potential when others saw only flaws. Their journey proved that sometimes the most unlikely combinations, a woman in a man's world and a horse deemed too imperfect to race, could achieve extraordinary things through unwavering determination and faith in each other. Their legacy wasn't just about the races won or records broken. It was about the barriers they shattered and the hearts they touched along the way. Amanda showed that success isn't measured solely by victories, but by the courage to pursue one's dreams against all odds. And Zorro, though unable to speak, demonstrated that greatness often comes in unexpected packages, reminding us all that true champions are made not by their physical attributes, but but by the size of their hearts and the strength of their spirit. Under the setting sun at Rancho Prado Verde, as Amanda watched Zorro grazing peacefully in the fields, she realized that their story would inspire generations to come, not just in the world of horse racing, but in any arena where dreams seem impossible and odds appear insurmountable. Together, they had written a chapter in history that proved that with enough faith, dedication, and courage, any barrier could be overcome, any limit could be surpassed, and any dream could be achieved. The passage of time would prove that Amanda and Zorro's influence extended far beyond the racetrack. In the years that followed their historic victories, Rancho Prado Verde transformed from a struggling estate into a beacon of hope and innovation in the equestrian world. Amanda's unconventional approach to horse training and management began attracting attention from across the globe. Young women, inspired by her story, started pursuing careers in horse racing, breaking down age-old barriers that had previously seemed insurmountable. The ranch itself became a sanctuary for overlooked horses, those that other stables had deemed too small, too slow, or too damaged to race. Amanda, drawing from her experience with Zorro, developed a unique training program that focused on understanding each horse's individual spirit and potential, rather than adhering to traditional standards of what made a champion. Her methods, once scoffed at by industry veterans, were now being studied and emulated by leading trainers worldwide. Amanda's children, who had once resented their mother's dedication to saving the ranch, grew to understand the magnitude of her achievement. They became integral parts of the family legacy, each bringing their own talents to expand and enhance Rancho Prado Verde's operations. Her daughter, who had once accused her of abandoning the family, now stood proudly at her mother's side, helping to train the next generation of unlikely champions. The story of Zorro became legendary in racing circles, passed down from trainer to trainer, owner to owner. His racing times and achievements were studied in detail, but more importantly, the tale of his journey from overlooked colt to champion became a symbol of hope. Videos of his historic races were watched countless times by aspiring trainers and owners, each studying the unique way he moved, the determination in his stride, and the special connection he shared with Amanda. International media outlets regularly featured Rancho Prado Verde in their coverage, highlighting how Amanda had revolutionized the approach to horse selection and training. She became known not just as the woman who saved her family's ranch, but as a visionary who had changed the very nature of horse racing. Prestigious universities invited her to speak about leadership, perseverance, and the importance of trusting one's instincts even in the face of overwhelming skepticism. Fernando, the once retired trainer who had helped guide Zorro to victory, remained at the ranch as a revered mentor. His gruff exterior had softened somewhat over the years, though he maintained his reputation for brutal honesty and unwavering standards. Together, he and Amanda created a training academy that attracted talented individuals from around the world, all eager to learn their unique approach to discovering and nurturing hidden potential in horses. The original stall where Amanda had first found Zorro became something of a shrine at the ranch. New visitors would often stand there, touching the worn wood and feeling the weight of history. The small plaque mounted on the wall told their story in brief, but the real testament to their legacy was in the sounds of hooves thundering across the training grounds, where other overlooked horses were discovering their own potential under Amanda's guidance. As she aged, Amanda never lost her ability to see the special spark in horses that others missed. She would often spend hours in the stables, observing new arrivals, looking for that same glimmer of determination she had first seen in Zorro's eyes. Her intuition remained sharp, and her success rate in identifying potential champions continued to astound the racing world. But more than finding winners, she took pride in helping horses reach their full potential, whatever that might be. The racing industry itself began to change, influenced by Amanda's success. Other stables started looking beyond traditional metrics when evaluating horses. The definition of what made a potential champion broadened, and more attention was paid to a horse's spirit and determination rather than just its physical characteristics. Awards and recognition programs were established to celebrate innovation in training methods and breakthrough achievements in horse development. Zorro's bloodline became highly sought after, with his descendants showing the same remarkable combination of heart and ability that had made him famous. But Amanda was careful about breeding programs, insisting that each horse be valued for its individual qualities rather than just its prestigious lineage. She understood better than anyone that greatness could emerge from the most unexpected sources. Environmental sustainability became another cornerstone of Rancho Prado Verde's operation, with Amanda implementing cutting-edge practices in water conservation and natural resource management. The ranch became a model for how traditional horse breeding operations could adapt to modern environmental challenges while maintaining their core mission of excellence in training and racing. As the years passed, Amanda's reputation as a wise mentor grew. Young trainers and owners would seek her counsel, not just about horses but about life itself. She would often share the deeper lessons she had learned through her journey with Zorro, about patience, about believing in oneself, about the courage to stand firm in the face of doubt and criticism. Her office, filled with memorabilia from their remarkable journey, became a place where dreams were shaped and courage was found. The ranch's success allowed Amanda to establish a foundation dedicated to helping struggling family farms and stables survive difficult times. She never forgot the fear and uncertainty she had faced when taking over Rancho Prado Verde, and she worked tirelessly to ensure other families had the support and resources they needed to preserve their own legacies. Local schools began bringing students to the ranch for educational programs, where they learned not just about horses but about the power of perseverance and the importance of looking beyond surface appearances. Amanda took special joy in these visits, seeing in the children's eyes the same wonder and possibility that had driven her own journey. The medical community also took interest in the ranch's rehabilitation programs for injured horses. The techniques developed during Zorro's recovery period were studied and adapted for use in equine therapy programs worldwide. What had started as a necessary response to one horse's needs had grown into a comprehensive approach to horse rehabilitation that set new standards in the field. Even in her later years, Amanda maintained her daily walks through the stables, her hand touching each stall, her eyes bright with the same passion that had driven her to save both Zorro and Rancho Prado Verde. The ranch hummed with activity, a living testament to what can be achieved when someone dares to believe in possibilities that others cannot see. And somewhere, in the fields beyond the stables, Zorro's spirit lived on in every underdog who found their chance to shine under the warm Mexican sun. The warm Mexican sun continued to shine down on Rancho Prado Verde, where Amanda's legacy flourished like the vibrant flowers that now bordered the training grounds. As the years progressed, the ranch evolved into something far greater than anyone could have imagined during those early days of uncertainty. The story of Amanda and Zorro had become more than just a tale of triumph. It had transformed into a living philosophy that guided everything the ranch represented. International delegations regularly visited Rancho Prado Verde, seeking to understand the unique spirit that permeated every corner of the property. Amanda's innovative approaches to horse training had sparked a revolution in equestrian circles worldwide. Her methods, which emphasized understanding each horse's individual personality and potential, had been documented in several languages and were being taught in prestigious equestrian schools across continents. The ranch's breeding program had grown into one of the most respected in the world, but not for the reasons one might expect. Rather than focusing solely on producing winners, Amanda had established a philosophy that emphasized the development of well-rounded, emotionally balanced horses. Her trainers were taught to look for signs of intelligence, adaptability, and that special spark of determination she had first recognized in Zorro's eyes. The original training tracks where Zorro had first shown his incredible spirit had been preserved and enhanced. New state-of-the-art facilities had been built around them, but Amanda had insisted on maintaining these historic grounds as a reminder of where everything had begun. Young horses still trained there, their hooves striking the same earth where Zorro had defied all expectations, and somehow, the ground seemed to retain the magic of those momentous days. Amanda's children had grown into respected figures in the equestrian world themselves, each bringing their own unique perspective to the family business. Her daughter, once distant and resentful, had become her closest ally and confidant, developing revolutionary therapeutic riding programs that helped both horses and humans heal from physical and emotional trauma. Her son had modernized the ranch's operations while maintaining the core values that had made it special, introducing technology that enhanced rather than replaced the human-horse connection that was so central to their philosophy. The ranch's influence extended far beyond the racing world. Universities began offering scholarships in Amanda's name, supporting students who showed exceptional promise in veterinary sciences, animal behavior, and sustainable ranch management. The criteria for these scholarships always included an essay about overcoming obstacles and seeing potential where others saw limitations, honoring the spirit that had driven Amanda's own journey. Rancho Prado Verde's Rehabilitation Center had become a leading facility for injured horses, drawing veterinarians and researchers from around the globe. The methods developed during Zorro's recovery had evolved into sophisticated treatment protocols that were now standard practice in equine medicine. Amanda had insisted that these techniques be shared freely with other facilities, believing that knowledge that could help horses should never be restricted by commercial interests. The ranch's training academy had grown into a prestigious institution with a waiting list that stretched years into the future. Students came from every corner of the world, each drawn by the unique philosophy that had turned a struggling family ranch into a beacon of innovation and hope. The curriculum went far beyond traditional horsemanship, incorporating lessons in animal psychology, sustainable ranch management, and the importance of intuition in working with horses. Local communities had flourished alongside the ranch's success. Amanda had established programs that provided employment and training opportunities for young people from nearby towns, creating a new generation of skilled horse handlers and trainers. The ranch's success had sparked economic growth throughout the region, but Amanda had always insisted on development that respected both the land and local traditions. Environmental sustainability remained a cornerstone of the ranch's operations. Solar panels gleamed on stable roofs, while sophisticated water recycling systems ensured that every drop was used wisely. The ranch had become a model for how traditional horse breeding operations could adapt to modern environmental challenges while maintaining their connection to the land. Visitors to the ranch often remarked on the special atmosphere that seemed to permeate every corner of the property. There was a sense of purpose, of destiny fulfilled, that went beyond the impressive facilities and successful programs. It was as if the spirit of Zorro still galloped across the fields, inspiring each new generation to look beyond limitations and believe in the power of determination. The old photographs that had once hung in Amanda's family home now filled a dedicated museum space at the ranch, telling the story of not just a family's journey, but of a revolution in how the world viewed potential and success. Alongside images of Zorro's historic victories were countless photos of other, unlikely champions that had emerged from the ranch's program, each with their own remarkable story of triumph over adversity. As twilight settled over the ranch each evening, Amanda would often take a final walk through the grounds, her steps slower now but her spirit as strong as ever. She would pause at Zorro's old stall, now preserved as a reminder of where it all began, and feel the profound satisfaction of knowing that their shared journey had changed not just their own lives, but the lives of countless others who had dared to dream beyond the boundaries of convention. In these quiet moments of reflection, Amanda would often remember the day she first saw that special gleam in Zorro's eyes. The memory remained as vivid as ever, a testament to the profound connection that had sparked a revolution in the equestrian world. As she continued her evening walks, she would pause to greet the newest arrivals at the ranch, each horse carrying its own potential for greatness, waiting to be discovered and nurtured. The ranch had become more than just a training facility. It had evolved into a living symbol of hope and transformation. International film crews regularly visited to document the extraordinary work being done there, their cameras capturing the daily moments of discovery and breakthrough that had become routine at Rancho Prado Verde. Documentary makers were particularly drawn to the stories of the horses that arrived with physical limitations or emotional trauma, only to flourish under the ranch's unique approach to training and care. Amanda's training philosophy had been formally documented in a series of books that had become essential reading for aspiring trainers worldwide. The publications, translated into dozens of languages, detailed not just the technical aspects of horse training, but also the deeper principles of understanding and nurturing each animal's unique spirit. These books often featured Zorro's story as a central case study, using his journey from overlooked colt to champion as a framework for understanding how to identify and develop hidden potential. The scientific community had taken particular interest in the ranch's methods, with researchers conducting long-term studies on the psychological benefits of the human-horse connections fostered at Rancho Prado Verde. Their findings had led to groundbreaking developments in equine therapy and had influenced approaches to animal behavior studies across various species. The ranch's breeding program had evolved into something truly unique in the industry. Rather than focusing solely on physical characteristics or racing lineage, Amanda had developed a comprehensive approach that considered temperament, adaptability, and what she called heart factors, those intangible qualities that couldn't be measured but often made the difference between a good horse and a great one. This revolutionary approach had produced several generations of exceptional horses, each carrying forward the spirit of determination that had made Zorro legendary. On special occasions, Amanda would share previously untold stories about her early days with Zorro, revealing the private moments of doubt and triumph that had shaped their journey. These stories, captured in recordings preserved in the ranch's archives, provided invaluable insights for future generations of trainers and horse lovers. They spoke not just of racing victories, but of the profound bonds that could develop between humans and horses when both were given the chance to exceed expectations. The ranch's influence had spread far beyond the equestrian world. Business schools now used Amanda's story as a case study in innovation and leadership, analyzing how she had transformed a failing family ranch into a global center of excellence. Her approach to identifying and developing potential had been adapted for use in human resource management, education, and other fields where traditional metrics often failed to capture true capability. As dusk settled over the ranch each evening, the sound of hooves still echoed across the training grounds, a rhythmic reminder of the countless dreams being pursued there. Young trainers worked with their charges, each hoping to discover the next unlikely champion, each guided by the principles Amanda had established through her work with Zorro. The floodlights would come on, casting long shadows across the tracks where so many historic moments had unfolded. Amanda's grandchildren had begun to take active roles in the ranch's operations, bringing fresh perspectives while maintaining the core values that had made Rancho Prado Verde special. They had grown up hearing the story of Zorro, not just as a family legend but as a living philosophy that guided their approach to life and work. Through them, Amanda could see how the legacy she had built would continue to evolve and grow, touching lives for generations to come. Visitors to the ranch often spoke of feeling something special in the air, an intangible energy that seemed to radiate from the very ground. Some attributed it to the accumulated history of triumph and transformation that had occurred there, while others believed it was the ongoing spirit of possibility that Amanda had instilled in every aspect of the ranch's operations. Whatever its source, this energy continued to draw people from around the world, each seeking to understand and experience the magic that had made Rancho Prado Verde legendary. The original stable where Amanda had first discovered Zorro had been carefully preserved, maintained as a living museum that told their story. New arrivals to the ranch were always taken there first, to understand the humble beginnings from which greatness had emerged. The worn wooden walls seemed to hold the echoes of countless conversations, moments of doubt and triumph, and the steady breathing of a horse that had changed everything. Within those hallowed stable walls, new trainers would often sit for hours, absorbing the atmosphere and reflecting on the profound legacy they were now part of. Amanda had established a tradition where each new class of students would spend their first night at the ranch in this historic space, writing their thoughts and aspirations in a leather-bound journal that had become a treasured record of dreams and determinations. The pages were filled with different languages, different handwriting styles, but all shared the same spirit of hope and possibility that Zorro had first inspired. The rehabilitation center that had grown from Zorro's recovery program had expanded into a world-renowned facility. The advanced medical equipment now stood alongside traditional healing methods, creating a unique blend of modern science and time-tested wisdom. The center had pioneered numerous breakthrough treatments, particularly in the field of equine sports medicine, but Amanda had insisted that they never lose sight of the emotional aspects of healing. Every injured horse that came through their doors received not just physical treatment, but also the kind of patient, understanding care that had helped Zorro overcome his early challenges. As technology advanced, Rancho Prado Verde adapted while maintaining its core principles. Virtual reality systems now allowed trainers to analyze horse movements in microscopic detail, while artificial intelligence programs helped predict potential health issues before they became serious. Yet Amanda had been adamant that these tools should enhance rather than replace the human-horse connection that remained at the heart of their philosophy. The ranch had become a unique proving ground where cutting-edge technology and timeless horsemanship worked in harmony. The success stories continued to multiply. Each year brought new tales of horses that other facilities had given up on, finding their strength and purpose at Rancho Prado Verde. These weren't always racing stories. Some horses discovered their calling in therapy programs, others in educational outreach, and some simply in being themselves, free from the pressure to conform to traditional expectations. Amanda took particular pride in these diverse outcomes, seeing them as proof that success could take many forms. International racing officials had begun consulting with the ranch on policy matters, particularly regarding horse welfare and development standards. The methods pioneered by Amanda and her team had led to significant reforms in how horses were evaluated and cared for throughout the racing industry. The emphasis on understanding each horse's individual nature, rather than trying to force them into predetermined molds, had sparked a revolutionary change in how potential was assessed and developed. The ranch's breeding program had evolved into something truly extraordinary. Using advanced genetic research alongside traditional breeding wisdom, they had developed lines of horses known not just for their physical capabilities, but for their intelligence and adaptability. Yet Amanda always emphasized that genetics were only part of the story. It was the individual spirit of each horse that ultimately determined its path. Education remained a central focus of the ranch's mission. The training academy had expanded to include programs for veterinarians, animal behaviorists, and environmental scientists. Students came from every corner of the globe, each bringing their own perspectives and experiences to enrich the ranch's growing body of knowledge. The curriculum continuously evolved, incorporating new discoveries while remaining true to the fundamental principles that Amanda had established through her work with Zorro. The impact on the local community had grown beyond anyone's expectations. The ranch now supported numerous satellite facilities, each specializing in different aspects of horse care and development. These centers provided employment opportunities for local residents while spreading the ranch's philosophy throughout the region. Small towns that had once been struggling now thrived, their economies boosted by the equestrian industry that had grown up around Rancho Prado Verde. Amanda's influence extended into unexpected areas. Business leaders sought her advice on organizational transformation, while educational reformers studied her methods for identifying and nurturing potential. Her approach to leadership, which emphasized patience, intuition, and unwavering belief in hidden potential, had proven relevant far beyond the world of horse training. As the sun set each evening over the Mexican countryside, the spirit of Zorro seemed to gallop across the horizon, a reminder of the extraordinary journey that had begun with one woman's faith in an overlooked horse. The legacy they had built together continued to grow and evolve, touching lives in ways that neither could have imagined during those early days of uncertainty and hope. Young horses still pranced in the paddocks where Zorro had once trained, their movements full of the same joy and potential that Amanda had recognized in him. The sound of their hoofbeats mixed with the voices of trainers and students, creating a symphony of possibility that echoed across the generations. Each day brought new challenges and opportunities, new chances to discover greatness in unexpected places.